Saturday, friends. Thanks for watching me this morning. I hope you're having a great weekend so far. I hope the weather's great wherever you're at. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. Once you hop onto my live this morning, or if you're watching the replay later, make sure you say hi in the comments and tell me where you're watching from. I also want to let you know that I am streaming with an online platform called StreamYard. So I'm actually live in 3 places this morning. I'm live on my business page, Robin's Egg Blue Creations. I'm also live in my private group, the Robin's Egg Blue Creations Crafty Collab. And I'm also live on my YouTube channel. So if you hear me refer to a comment that you may not see in your feed, that person may be watching from a different platform. So I just wanted to make you aware of that and be honest from the get-go. Also, if you're watching from my private group, if you wouldn't mind letting StreamYard have access to your name, that way I know who I'm saying hi to if you ever comment. Otherwise, it says Facebook user, and I have no idea where you are, who you are. Again, say hi in the comments. Let me know where you're watching. I see that Jason's watching from upstairs. I've got some spots on my glasses that are bugging me. So we're going to get started with a cute little Halloween project today. I'm going to be using this size A Booyah transfer. It is a 5x7. It is $9.99. And then I'm also going to be using one of the minis from this All Hallows Eve mini icon transfer. This is a size B, and it is $14.99. And these transfers are reusable silk screen transfers. They do have, I can get it pulled apart. Sometimes you just kind of have to roll your finger. They do have a sticky back. And as you can see through that silk screen material. Hello, that must be Benita watching from Burlington, Colorado. Good morning, and I hope you had a great trip to Colorado. So these are reusable, and because of that, and they are reusable about 8 to 12 times, I am going to write the name of the transfer on the back. That way, when I'm done with these transfers, and I know when I'm done with them and I've cleaned them up, I know which transfer goes on which backer sheet. And I also know that this backer sheet this is the back. There's a sticky side or a shiny side and a paper side, and your transfer needs to go on this shiny side. So I wrote the names on there, and as you can see, this transfer happens to have white lines, and those are cut lines. So you can take any pair of scissors, or you can take these non-stick transfer trimmers, and you can completely cut through the transfer backer sheet and all. But I like to keep my backer sheet intact. So I'm just going to lift a little bit of the transfer up, put my scissors under there, and I'm just going to score that line apart. That way, the transfer itself is cut apart, but my backer sheet is left intact. It is a lot less loose parts when you're trying to match transfers to backer sheets. Okay, so then I'm just going to cut through all these. So then, again, I'm just putting my scissors underneath the transfers and just scoring them apart. Kind of like when you cut fabric or gift wrap like that. Easier said than done. Okay. I think I'll do it this way. And if I knew ahead of time which one I was going to use, I wouldn't cut all these apart. But I haven't quite made up my mind which of these I'm going to use yet, so we'll just cut them all. This is the last one. Okie doke. Okay, we'll put those away. We're going to be putting this Booyah on this 5x7 board and base. And the great thing about this surface is that you can either keep the board landscape like this, or you can pull it out and put it back in the slot and it can be portrait. And it is also, it can be double-sided. You can also chalk on the base portion. And if you do happen to purchase one, yours will come with a different colored base. This is the old style. It was darker. The new style is more of a lighter brown color. And I have sanded mine. It normally looked like that, it looked like that, but I have sanded mine. So we will be using this board, and then we'll also be using a chalkable chip. So I'm going to put my board back in. You do want to keep in mind the board sits, I don't know if you can see that, it does sit maybe a little over 1/4 of an inch in. So you don't want to put your transfer design clear down here because it'll get covered up by the stand. So I like to put mine in the stand just so I can kind of get a visual on where I want it. And because this is a new transfer, I am going to fuzz it once. Although with some of these boutique surfaces from Couture, you don't necessarily have to fuzz, but it's not a bad idea. So I'm just putting my transfer on my fuzzing towel. You can use an ordinary terry cloth towel as well. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You could even use your shirt. So you can just kind of stick it to your shirt. You just want to get a little bit of lint on the back, on the adhesive side. That way when you put your transfer down, it doesn't stick so hard that it, when you're pulling it off, it distorts or stretches your transfer, because then it might not work the same again. I'm just going to flip it around this way to make sure I'm getting it fairly straight. I'm just buttoning it up against the bottom, that stand. And so now I can take the stand off. And I'm just going to make sure that my transfer is good and adhered. And this ghost has a lot of screen, so I want to make sure it's as smooth as possible. So I just lifted it up and made sure that it was all adhered. And then I'm just going to run my finger around the letters to make sure there's a good seal. That way my chalk paste does not bleed or seep under the back side of the transfer. Okay, so we're going to be using Shimmer Pumpkin, Shimmer Frost, and Shimmer Olive. And my apologies, I forgot to look and see if any of these are actually in stock. If they aren't, you can take your regular colors and like a Shimmer Frost or a Shimmer Silver and mix them together and get the same Shimmer Pumpkin color. You can also do the same with Shimmer Frost and Pesto and get a very similar color. So I'm going to use Shimmer Frost first, and I'm going to get a squeegee. And this is just a liquid form of chalk. It dries semi-permanent, but it's also water soluble. So I'm just going to dip my squeegee in the chalk paste, and we're going to make our ghost kind of a sparkly frost color. So I'm just going to drag my squeegee across the silkscreen material, making sure to get most of that covered. I'm going to be careful around this end because I don't want to get it on my L. I'm going to put kind of a thick coat down because I want it to be, I want there to be good coverage. Sometimes this shimmer paste can be a little translucent. I'm just getting a good cover down. And you can see I went over the transfer, but I can show you how to fix that on this particular surface. So now I'm just kind of evening out my squeegee lines because you don't want those to dry in there. Oops. And then I'm going to peel this part up because I don't want that paste to dry in my silk screen. So I'm just going to dry it. And these shimmer pastes do take a little bit longer to dry. So just kind of keep that in mind. So what does everyone have planned for today? Any big plans? Mostly dry. And I'll show you how I fix this little boo-boo when we're all done. So I'm just going to lay that gently down. I don't have to restick that part down, but I do want to restick the L and make sure that the O is good. And I think we'll do Shimmer Pumpkin on the boo, and then we'll do Shimmer Olive on the y'all. So I'm just using a smaller squeegee. This is the mini. I'm just getting some more chalk paste. And I think I'm going to turn it this way so that I'm going away from the y'all instead of into it. So I'm just going to drag my squeegee down the silk screen area. It's so sparkly. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to take the excess and I'll put it right back in my jar so I can save it for the next project. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and do this Shimmer Olive. Flip it back around. I'm just going to dip the squeegee into the color. And I'm going to drag it down the silk screen area. And then I'm just going to take off the excess and wipe it right back in my jar. And save that for the next time. Okay, so let's peel that and see what we have. Oops, there's a little bit of the L that I didn't get. I'm going to open it back up and I'm just going to lay it down gently. So hopefully this works. Yep. Okie doke. Let me get my paste closed up. And then I'm going to show you how I clean that transfer. And this can just sit over there and dry for a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to put this to the side. I'm going to bring in my bucket of water, and I do this for two reasons. One, I want to show you how easy it is to clean, and two, I like to clean my transfers as soon as I use them. That way there's less staining. It's the small OCD person in me that just thinks they get cleaner if you wash them immediately. So I have a tub like this in my utility sink, or you can just run them straight under running water in your sink. But I just kind of like to scrub it on the bottom. It kind of helps get some of that chalk paste off the front. And then I'm going to flip it over. And I have these board erasers for sale on my chalk site. And they're great for getting all of that paste off of the front of the transfer. And the shimmer paste will leave a little bit of glitter residue, not only on your transfer, but maybe, well, you can rinse it off, but I don't rinse my utility sink very often, and it's quite sparkly. So I've got all of that off of the front. So I'm going to put this to the side. Bring that out. And then I'm going to grab a disinfecting wipe. And I'm just going to use it not only on the front just to get some more chalk paste off, but then I'm going to use it on the back. And that'll help get some of that glitter off, and it will help get some of that lint off that we put on when we fuzzed. Okay, so and then, so I don't leave it laying out all night long, I'm going to put it right back down on its backer sheet. And it is good to go for the next time. Kind of. I didn't quite get it put on there very whippy. Okay, so that's good to go. And we're all cleaned up. Okay, so we'll bring our, oh, phooey, I just stuck my finger in it. I should have known that wouldn't dry yet. So we'll dry this. And I left my fingerprint in it, literally. So now I'll show you how to fix two spots. Okay, because I have to use my transfer again to fix that. I don't know if you can see, I put a fingerprint mark right in there. I'm going to pull my transfer off of its backer sheet because it's still a little wet. And I'm just going to lay it on the microfiber side of my towel. This fuzzing towel has a terry cloth side and a microfiber side. And I'm just going to let that hang for a little bit while we fix this part. So I'm going to grab a Q-tip, and I'm just going to spray a little bit of water on my mat. And see, I went over the transfer a little bit, and because this is a Chalk Couture surface, I can just take some water and rub that spot right off. So we can dry that. And that spot is completely gone. That is the joy of Chalk Couture products. They work very well together. These boutique surfaces, the board and base, the board and pillar, the spinning bistro sign, the Grayson boards, the Sylvie boards, the Odette boards, and the Aiden boards, those are all reusable surfaces. So, and that was the point behind Chalk Couture, was you invest in several boards. One or one high-end board, and then all you have to store are your transfers because you can keep redesigning on that same chalkboard. But they've kind of gone away from the higher end boards. They used to have some really expensive boards, but they've gone away from those, and they're a lot more reasonable. But still, the premise is you buy a few boards, and then you can invest most of your money into the transfers, and then just keep redesigning your boards. So I'm just laying the transfer back down, mainly over the Y. And I'm just kind of gently making sure that that's got a pretty decent seal. It doesn't need to be perfectly on there. I'm just going to grab a tiny bit of chalk paste. I'm just going to fill in that spot, hopefully. Okay, and so I'm just going to use my wipe, and I'm going to wipe this part of the transfer clean because I don't have to clean the whole thing. And this just spot cleans it. So there, showed you how to fix a few problems, a few little mistakes. We'll stick that guy back on his sheet, and then we're ready to embellish. Okay, so let's close that up. Get some of this gone. Okay, so let's probably dry that so I don't end up with yet another fingernail or fingerprint. Okay, I think that's pretty good and dry. Okay, so let me show you that we completely fixed it. Looks pretty good. Okay, so then we'll get our chalkable chip out. We can kind of put this in, lay it down so we can kind of see. I can't decide which one I want to use. I don't know whether to use the jack-o'-lantern or the trick-or-treat or the All Hallows Eve. I was thinking maybe trick-or-treat. So I think maybe we'll use that one. But let me get this off. I didn't cut it very well. And you may find when you cut some of your transfers apart, sometimes there's a little bit of fraying depending on how you cut them. Not much though. So I'm going to lay that down, and this is just a chalkable chip. It's a 3-inch chalkable surface. It's made from the same material as this board and base. I have sanded around this edge a little bit so it looks a little distressed. You can either drill a hole in it with just a typical drill, or you can use like a crocodile or a crocodile big bite, and it cuts right through it. I'm just trying to decide what size of hole, because this cuts 2 different sizes. I think, I'm sorry, it's going to shake my table probably. Not too bad. So it cut right through it. There is supposed to be a punch that Couture has in the current catalog, but it is stuck out on in a shipping container on a cargo ship out in the Pacific Ocean, waiting to be docked and unloaded. So as soon as those come in, I can let you know that those are available. So I'm just laying this on my surface. I'm just an eyeballer. I did try, I didn't do a very good job, to line the eye of Trick up with my hole. And I can use my cutting mat too. But if I kind of line that up, that's not any better. Oh, that may not work. Let's go with that. So I'm going to use the same colors that I used for the board. And I think we'll do orange for the Trick. And I'm just using the multi-tool. It is a very small squeegee on the end of it. And I'm just going to wash it in between colors. So I just got a little bit on my multi-tool. So I'm just going to chalk the Trick. Okay, we've got that part. And I think if I go fast enough, and because these dry a little slower, I'm not going to pull it up. So here's my Shimmer Frost. Do the ore. So there's the ore. I really like this multi-tool. It's sturdy yet flexible, so you get a lot of control, and it's really great for those tighter spaces, or smaller details. So I'm opening up the Shimmer Olive, and we'll do the treat. A little bit more. My apologies if you hear my son. He's also streaming. He's got some sort of rubber chicken dog toy that he likes to use while he's streaming his video games. Don't ask me why. Okay, there's our trick or treat. And actually, we'll just, while that's drying, I'm just going to wash it this way. Oops, sorry. Shake my whole table. Clip came down. Phooey. There. And my board eraser's still wet, so we'll just use it. Pretty. These are super easy to clean. And they're super easy to store. Just like that, it's all good to go. Okay. So now we'll dry that. If you wouldn't mind, after this video is over, I should have mentioned it at the beginning, but spread the chalk love around Facebook. Tag your crafty friends in the comments. Mash that heart button. If you're on YouTube, thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want to follow more on my page, don't forget to change your notifications. By default, Facebook only shows you my highlights, but if you go up to your notifications in your settings and change it to all, it will show you all of my posts more often instead of just what it thinks you want to see. Okay, so I've got this. I just picked some yarn from my stash. It's actually some of that sachet ribbon that you pull apart, but I like just the black and gray and white part of it. And then I also have this little jack-o'-lantern jingle bell. And I think we'll pull out a couple of these ornaments. I think I want the glitter ornament, which of course I can't get to, and that ornament. And we'll try to mix the three together and see what that looks like. Trying to think how I'm going to connect them. We'll see. So I'm just going to wrap this around the bottom of the sign a few times. Probably just twice because it's a bit bulky. And so then I'm going to tie it to the side. Actually, let's tie it. Let's put it on this side. I'm normally a left decorator, but because most of the design is in the left, we will do it on the right. Okay. So I'm just going to tie that in a knot. I'm going to do it kind of loose right now. Maybe. Then I think I need to grab, I don't know if I have any, I'll just use this thin twine. So I'm going to use this thin twine for my ornaments. And I want the jack-o'-lantern kind of in the middle. We'll see if this works. It might work better in my head than it does in actual implementation. So I'm just going to tie them together so they kind of stay in this little trio together. I think that'll work. And I can kind of... Okay, so then I'm going to make a bow with this. So I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail right here. I'm going to make one side of the loop, and then I'm going to make the other side of the loop. So I have a loop and a loop, and then I'm going to make another loop. I think we'll do 3 loops. And so then here's my other tail. And so then we're just going to put that there. And then we'll figure out how to put the ornaments on here a little bit. Okay. I think because this jack-o'-lantern has a really big loop compared to, I don't know if you can see that. It has a really big loop. So I think I might be able to use that to put my yarn through. We'll see. Yep. And then we'll tie that again. I should have. Actually, I'm going to untie it if I can. Okay. Put that back down. And then I'm going to run this piece through the jack-o'-lantern. Thanks for hanging with me, guys. And then I was just kind of trying to avoid an excess knot. I think that'll work. Okay. Let's kind of even all that out. Let's see what we got. So there we go. So there is our cute little sign. And let's see. And you can pull, like this, since this sachet is kind of a meshy ribbon, you can pull it down a little bit. You could even separate. If you wanted to, you could pull the bow loops apart to expose some of that mesh. But you don't have to. But there it is. So it kind of gives it a little cobwebby effect. But thanks, Jason. I think little ghost turned out really cute. So there he is from the top. Okie doke. Let me throw away my trash. I will be live again tomorrow at 2. I'm normally live at 4 on Sundays, but we have a church event tomorrow evening at Webster Conference Center. Hey, thanks, Amanda. When did you sneak on? So I'll be live again tomorrow at 2. Just real quick, we have a new Club Couture transfer that is out this month. And I lied last night. I said that it comes with papaya paste, but it comes with camel. The middle color is guava, and the bottom color is Shimmer Olive, I believe. So I lied, sorry. But that is the Club Couture transfer for the month. You do get it. It is a DIY crafty subscription mailed to your mailbox every month for a minimum of a 3-month commitment. It is $19.99 a month with free shipping. You also, as a Club Couture customer, get $4.95 flat rate shipping on any additional Chalk site order. And then there are monthly specials and deals, usually through Chalk Couture. This month, however, there's a customer-wide sale. So there's a collection of transfers called the Positive Vibes Collection. It is now 50% off. So if you were a Club Couture customer last month and you earned that 25% off bounce back coupon for this month, you can use not only that 25% off, you can use that 25% off bounce back coupon on any of the Positive Vibe transfers that are already 50% off. So that is a huge savings. But this particular sale is customer wide. We also have a new kit that launched yesterday, a new Countdown to Christmas kit. It comes with the house box frame. It comes with 3 paste singles. It comes with that cute countdown transfer, and it comes with the squeegee. It does, in the picture, it shows color trays, but those will not be available. And this is a super hot kit, so if you want to act fast, there is one other way that you could get it. You could sign up to be a designer, and that Countdown to Christmas mini kit will come in your designer kit. So that adds a whole nother $40 onto the normal $240 value, and that is $99. So pretty good deal. It's very exciting. I'm excited to get the kit. I ordered one for myself yesterday, and I can't wait to get it. That box frame is super cute. Yeah, super cute stuff. Christmas tree cutouts came in stock yesterday as well. Those have their own patterns transferred that go along with it. Snowflakes are available with their own pattern transfers. So lots of fun, cool stuff. If you want to browse the catalog, that's available on my website. Sorry. And that's at chalkcouture.com/Robin's Egg Blue Creations. You're welcome to look at that catalog at any time. But I will see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I appreciate you watching today and hanging out with me. Sorry if I was a little boring. I'm trying to get better at that. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.